President Goodluck Jonathan was quick on the scene of the deadly explosion. He denounced the attack carried out by those he said were trying to move the country backwards.
Along with our countrymen and women, we continue to work very hard. The issue of Boko Haram has now played history within this period of our own development. Government will do everything to make sure that we move our country forward.
Security experts think the explosion was inside a vehicle at the crowded bus station southwest of central Abuja.
The nature of the explosion, we are unable to 100% ascertain, but the explosion came from inside a vehicle and it affected quite a number of people.
Eyewitnesses said a suicide bomber drove a red station wagon into Nyanya Motor Park and detonated a bomb.
So when the explosion happened, I ran in. By that time, the fire was down already. Plenty body were burning. Some were still alive, but there was no quick medication that will come and help them to assist. That is why we are here to help them with our own hands. And some were born to ashes. This country, we are in danger. If they did not do something, we are scared.
Police, fire engines and ambulances arrived at the site of the blast around half an hour later. The attack has underscored the vulnerability of Nigeria's federal capital. Boko Haram militants are increasingly targeting civilians, but have largely concentrated their attacks in the northeast, where their insurgency began. Some fear this latest explosion marks a worrying shift in their strategy to the south. No group has claimed responsibility, but officials are blaming Boko Haram, a sect which has been responsible for major killings in the country since 2009. Clementine Logan, CCTV.
Now, for more on those bomb blasts, we're joined in studio by CCTV's Robert Nagila, who's reported extensively on Nigeria. Robert, do you have any further detail on exactly what happened on Monday? And we also know that no one has actually claimed responsibility.
Well, that's right, Famida. As yet, no one's claimed responsibility. However, suspicions are falling on Boko Haram because as far as the government is concerned, they have the capability and capacity to carry out such an attack. However, Boko Haram have still not said anything. However, through eyewitness accounts, we've been able to piece together the events as they happened. We now understand that a small vehicle was driven into the Nyanja bus station. This is in the morning hours. Now, this is a suburb that services where most of the workers that work in Abuja live. So a lot of them would have been there trying to get buses to go to their places of work. Now, we understand that the reason the casualty figures were not so high was simply because the explosion itself occurred where other small vehicles were parked as well, which is where we believe the small vehicle was situated. Now, had it been closer to where majority of the buses are, then we would be looking at very high death figures.
71 is still a very significant number, and until now Abuja and that region has largely been cushioned from such attacks. Now it's happened. There's been a change of strategy, it seems. What does this tell us about these types of attacks happening?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is this is an escalation, definitely. We know that Boko Haram had threatened to attack the capital, Abuja, in recent weeks as well. Most of their attacks have been contained largely in the north. However, it's not the first attack in Abuja. There have been a couple of attacks in the last couple of years. However, this is by far the deadliest. Now, Abuja itself is the exits are ringed with security barriers. You've probably got about 10, 15 roadblocks just to get into Abuja itself. Now, this may be one of the reasons why this attack was carried out in the outskirts. However, the fact that they were still able to carry out this attack in a place that is ringed with security speaks volumes and shows that either there was intelligence failure somewhere, we do not know as yet, because the government have said that they're also carrying out investigations into the attack and into how it happened as well.
So, of course, Robert, then security is a really important factor. We've got the World Economic Forum coming up on Africa. That's happening in Nigeria. And we also have elections. President Jonathan has said that he'll bring those responsible to justice. Do you think it's likely that they can secure Nigeria?
Well, I mean, he has said this a lot over the last 1 year. We've had every single time there's been an attack, we've had the president come out and say that those behind it will be held to account for those particular crimes. Now, like you've just mentioned, and rightly so, the biggest worry for the Nigerian government, because the World Economic Forum was to be this huge show to say that, look, Nigeria has come of age, we're ready. And this happening so close to that, there'll be a lot of people worried, not just within government circles and within the country, but outside, the people who are going to attend this particular conference over security concerns. Now, what we're going to see is the usual that we normally see. We're probably going to see the government increase. There'll be heightened security around installations, around where the hotels, where these people will be staying, the guests. And of course, as they try and find a way to put a security cordon and make sure that there are no more attacks, not just within the capital, which is very important, but other major cities as well. Now, this is an indication, it could be, we may be wrong, of an escalation in attacks by Boko Haram, especially with an election not too far away in the distant future.
The location and timing, of course, being of importance here. All right, Robert, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thanks very much. Robert, Nagila, they're giving us more detail on those blasts in Nigeria on Monday.